But my trade idea for today was actually for this one right here. So don't have a specific option set up here today, but kind of will just walk you through how I'd look to trade this one. But it's for WFC. It's for Wells Fargo. So obviously pretty well-known bank stock. There's probably one somewhere, maybe in your neighborhood or right down the street. Pretty well-known bank here. And so obviously, this had been a place in the market that had been a very strong performer for much of last year. It was really strong outperformance from financials and banks. Typically not something that we see extend for a really long period of time. We know that banks kind of have their, moment in the limelight and then, kind of give some of that back. And we're seeing that now. So obviously this stock topped out. It peaked out earlier this year in January, tried to, rally back to those levels later on in that month in early February too, and failed, around about 95. And then it's, continued in making the series of lower lows and lower highs. Obviously, we had a new bearish trend, confirm itself amid this, reversal in the share price. So we can see the stocks, been pushing to multi-month lower lows and lower highs here. You can see our 21-day EMA right here just crossed below, had that negative convergence below the 63-day EMA right there. So that's kicking off that profit surge sell signal. Our profit surge dashboard actually spotted this one here today with an official sell signal. And so you can see that, obviously the stock's still making that series of lower lows and lower highs. The trend line is in place to the downside. Clearly looks like the bears are in control here. And it's not currently too oversold either. So you can see that it's still trading above that lower Keltner channel there. So offering a really attractive entry point for a trade to the downside, considering, some type of a bearish setup here. And, one other thing too, just want to confirm, this is just really looking at the short-term momentum showing how negative it is for this stock. So this is just a MACD chart here, Helene. You can see that the MACD, it crossed below the zero line as it was coming off of these highs from early February here. And it's continued this MACD sell signal ever since. Really negative momentum here, still continuing to the downside. So some, pretty significant weakness here. And a lot of the major bank stocks actually look pretty similar. So this was just the one I was highlighting for today. And so the way I'd actually look to play this one, Helene, typically, as we know with the banks here broadly, but certainly the kind of larger mega caps style banks, they typically don't carry a ton of option premium, and so kind of hard to find a spread type of trade for these generally. Whether it's a put option debit spread or trying to sell a call credit spread or something like that. Generally, probably not going to have the best risk to reward on those types of setups. So I'd probably just look to play this one, by buying an in-the-money put option. So, the stock's currently trading about 81.50. I would probably look somewhere around 90, 91, 92, somewhere in that range probably. Probably try and buy a put option right around in that range and, see if this thing continues to the downside.